Hello grade 11s, I'm looking at drawing on page 101 and on the right hand side. What have they given us here? They've got a coil spring. Here is the start point. It's a left-handed. The pitch is 60, so one revolution is 60, and they want 1.5 revolutions. So if we do the calculation there, that means we need to go 60 times 1.5. So that'll give us a height of 90 millimeters that we need to do. It starts at the left bottom, show all the necessary construction, though hidden detail is required. Draw to a scale of 1:1 the front view of the round coil spring. So let's remember, for the coil spring, the most important one is the center line here, because this is actually circular in shape. So we take the pizza slices where they cut the center line, because that's where we will then draw our circles. So I'm going to split up my shape here into pizza slices, then mark off my height of 90. The good news is that the pitch is 60, and we have to divide that by the 12 segments, and hopefully you're going to get a better answer than I did the other day, and that will give you a measurement of 5 millimeters. So that's what I want to do now. Take my centers down and then mark off my height of 90 and mark off the height measurements of the height divisions of 5 millimeters. Something we just need to understand now with our labeling. This point here is the end of the coil, but this is going to be the top end of the coil, because they've said in the information here that we've got to start at the bottom left. So the bottom left of our spring is this side, and then we're going left. So when I label this, I need to go clockwise. So that will make my 0 point, and then mark those off after that. And remember that we need the center line points and not any other. So I projected down my outline and my center there, and I've marked off my 5 millimeter height divisions. Remember, I got that by dividing my pitch by 12. So 60 divided by 12 gives me my answer of 5. Remember, they've told us that we need to start on the bottom left hand side. So I'm going to start with my 0 label there, and work my way up. The method I prefer to use is to take my pizza slices down, remember I'm taking them from the center line and not the edge of the shape. You can label them. So this would be 0.6. This is 5 and 7. That's 4 and 8. This is 3 and 9. Do you see the way they're adding up to 12 on that side? 10 and 2, still adding up to 12. 11 and 1 and 12. Now we can match up the theory of 2 points. So 0 and 12 is my start point here, and here is height level 1 matching vertical line 1 for 2 points. There's 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, starting to come back. And I'm following these points all the way around, matching up the 2 points. I've marked off all the points that I've got. Now we need to remember this point is indicating the center of the circle. So at each of these corners or intersections, we now need to draw our circle for the spring. Now for a change, they didn't tell us what it was. We could work it out. Your 100 minus 60 gives you a measurement of 40, and we've got on both sides, divide that by 2. 40 divided by 2 means that this distance is 20. You could measure it to check. So there, that's 20 millimeters, meaning our diameter is 20. Sorry, I'm off the page there. If you have to measure that, the diameter is 20, and hence your radius is 10. I've got my compass set at a radius of 10 to draw my diameter 20. What you can do is use your circle stencil, and in reality we don't have to draw every single circle completely. What we're going to do is try and find the tangents. So if this is where this circle needs to go, that's where the point at the highest point might be needed. Here is the bottom point. And you can follow that process along. So you're trying to draw a happy face and a sad face for each of those circles. The reason that I don't want to draw my whole circle is just a time reason. If you're in a rush for time, you don't want to spend all your time going through all of these circles. At the bend here, this point overlapped. You won't hopefully make a little slip like that if you're using a circle stencil. There I have the outline of my points, my circles, where I've done the start point at the bottom left and the end point after 1.5 turns. Both will have hatching in these views. There's my hatching for those 2 endpoints. Now remember, I'm going to join up the 3 middle points with a tangent. So check for your accuracy. can see where that point's going to go around. Take these edges, going down a bit, and here's where your curve would be. See, coming around before it's linking up on the other side here. That was quite a good one. Okay, so there should be a slight drop here and a curve. Follow the shape around. Here is our little drop. And a curve into our bend. Oh, that one's very close. Now the tricky little ones is that this point will actually extend till up here and then sort of disappear, and the same on this bottom one here. We'll see this going to its edge here and then disappear. Sorry, I haven't done these ones. And there is most of our drawing. You would have a center line going around for the shape as well. I would try and neat it up a little bit, just so that it's more visible for you. If you've done your construction lines light enough, then you shouldn't have a problem. That there is drawing 101 on the right hand side of the drawing, a spring with a left hand thread. And why it's like that on this one, here is where your left hand would be, and that's where it's curling around and then going up to the left.